If you ever wonder what America looked like at the peak of its golden age, just take a look at the 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. This wasn't just a car, it was a statement of style, status, and a belief that everything could be made better, bigger, and more beautiful. The solid thunk of its doors, the dazzling chrome reflecting the sky, and the scent of real leather as you slide into the seat. All of it screams American luxury at its finest. As someone once said, when you parked a Cadillac in front of your house, the whole neighborhood knew you'd made it. But with the Coupe de Ville, they also knew you had taste. Today, we'll lift the hood and explore every detail to understand why this car earned the title Standard of the World. When the Coupe de Ville arrived, America was at the height of confidence and prosperity. Endless new highways stretched across the land, neon lights glowed over the cities, and the automobile had become the clearest symbol of personal freedom. In that landscape, Cadillac wasn't just a car company, it was the embodiment of success, the American dream wrapped in shimmering chrome. This was also the era when Buick, Lincoln, Chrysler, and Imperial were locked in a chrome war, each trying to outshine the other with taller fins, longer lines, and brighter trim. But Cadillac played a different game. It didn't follow trends, it set them. The 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville was born as a perfect blend of Italian-inspired elegance, American mechanical strength, and the kind of luxury only Cadillac could deliver. And when you stand before the Cadillac Coupe de Ville, you're not just looking at a car, you're standing before a moving work of art. From every angle, it radiates the kind of design language that could only have been born in the 1950s America, bold, ambitious, and drenched in chrome. The body stretches nearly 223 inches and weighs over 4,900 pounds, sculpted like a luxury liner gliding silently down the boulevard. The front end is a statement of power, a massive grille, mirror-bright chrome bumpers, and dual headlights set in gleaming frames. But it's the rear where Cadillac let its imagination soar. The tall tail fins, inspired by the Lockheed P-38 Lightning fighter plane, perfectly captured the jet-age obsession sweeping America. Twin rocket pod taillights make the car's rear look ready to launch skyward, while the gently flowing body lines give a sense of motion even when it's standing still. Cadillac spared no chrome, door trims, handles, body moldings, because reflected light was their language of luxury. Paint shades like Bahama Blue, Alpine White, and Duchess Green carried a metallic pastel shimmer, sparkling like jewelry under the sun. Every contour, every curve was crafted to make you turn your head and smile. Step inside the Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and you instantly understand why Cadillac was once called the standard of the world. The cabin is so spacious, I couldn't help but joke. If you wanted to argue with your passenger, you'd have to slide halfway across the car just to reach them. The Coupe de Ville wasn't just roomy, it made you forget you were even inside a car. The seats, trimmed in brocade fabric or genuine leather, are thickly padded and gently reclined, turning the cabin into a moving lounge. Wide armrests, deep carpeting, and shimmering chrome everywhere, from door trims to the two-tone steering wheel, all radiate Cadillac's signature elegance. In front of the driver sits an aircraft-inspired dashboard with arched gauges, an AM radio, a manual antenna switch, and the advanced Autronic Eye, a system that automatically dimmed the headlights when detecting oncoming traffic. Today, it's standard technology. In 1957, it was a glimpse of the future. Cadillac packed the car with innovation. Power windows, power brakes, power steering, a Frigidaire air conditioning system, and push-button start. Every mechanism moved smoothly and quietly, engineered for comfort and precision. Small touches complete the charm. A giant chrome horn ring, individual ashtrays, a spacious glove box, and courtesy lights that came on as the doors opened. These weren't just features. They were expressions of care and craftsmanship. When I lift the hood of the 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, the first thing that grabs my attention is the 365 cubic inch V8, about 6.0 liters, a true masterpiece of Detroit's golden era. This was the heart that kept Cadillac at the top as the standard of the world, blending power, smoothness, and sophistication in perfect harmony. With 300 to 325 horsepower and around 400 pound-feet of torque, this V8 could move the nearly 2-ton car with surprising ease. In the Eldorado version, Cadillac fitted a dual 4-barrel carburetor setup, raising the output to 390 horsepower, an astonishing figure for 1957. And when it comes to life, the sound is deep, steady, and almost vibration-free. I can only feel it, a faint pulse through the floor and steering wheel. It's the kind of power that doesn't shout for attention. One gentle throb, and you know you're in a Cadillac. That strength is delivered through the 4-speed Hydra-matic transmission, the most advanced automatic of its time. Gear changes are so seamless, you barely notice them. Just a light touch on the throttle, and the car glides forward like a yacht on a boulevard. Pure Cadillac grace, powerful yet calm. Of course, fuel economy wasn't great, around 10 to 12 miles per gallon, but Cadillac owners never cared about that. With a starting price of around $4,600, equivalent to over $50,000 today, and roughly twice the cost of a Chevrolet Bel Air, the Cadillac Coupe de Ville became the dream car of America's upper class. Coupe de Ville buyers weren't just looking for transportation. They were achievers, business owners, hotel magnates, movie stars, and politicians. When you parked a Cadillac in front of a restaurant, there was no need for introductions. The car spoke for you. I've heard many older folks say that in the late 1950s, owning a Cadillac meant you had made it in life. No other brand could deliver that feeling. Lincoln might have been elegant, Chrysler might have been powerful, but only Cadillac made you feel both proud and respected. That's why in 1957, Cadillac sold over 125,000 cars, far outselling every rival. And maybe only when you sit behind the wheel of a Coupe de Ville do you truly understand why. Cadillac didn't build cars to go fast. They built them to glide. Driving the Coupe de Ville feels like stepping into another world, where every movement is smooth, silent, and assured. Built on a full-size chassis with 4-coil suspension, it was a major leap beyond the leaf spring setups most cars still used back then. The result is astonishing comfort. Bumps, dips, and rough pavement simply disappear before they reach you. The steering is large and feather-light. You can turn it with one finger. The power brakes respond gently, and the Hydra-matic automatic transmission shifts so seamlessly it's almost imperceptible. The entire car moves as one continuous flow, gliding effortlessly like it's floating through air. I've driven plenty of classics, but none of them float quite like a Cadillac. Out on the highway, you hear only a whisper of wind and a soft hum of the tires. The engine fades into silence, the transmission invisible in its work. Cadillac called it the magic carpet ride, and they weren't exaggerating. It truly feels like you're flying at 60 miles an hour in total serenity. Despite weighing nearly 2 tons, the Coupe de Ville remains remarkably composed. Smart weight distribution and a rigid frame keep it planted in corners, smooth, confident, and steady. And perhaps that very balance is what made the Coupe de Ville the perfect middle ground in Cadillac's legendary trio, Eldorado, Fleetwood, and Coupe de Ville. These three models embodied three distinct personalities of American luxury. The Eldorado was for those who wanted to be seen, a symbol of prestige and showmanship. It carried Cadillac's most powerful dual four-barrel carburetor V8, full leather interiors, and extravagant chrome trim, gleaming from every angle. The Eldorado wasn't just transportation, it was a rolling declaration of success. The Fleetwood, by contrast, represented quiet authority. Hand-assembled to Cadillac's highest standards, it was favored by governors, diplomats, and executives who wanted dignity without flash. Inside, it felt more like a private office on wheels, silent, stately, and immaculately crafted. Then there was the Coupe de Ville, the balance between both worlds. Not as ostentatious as the Eldorado, nor as formal as the Fleetwood, it was designed for people of taste and confidence. Priced at about half the cost of an Eldorado, it delivered the same standard-of-the-world quality, but with an understated charm. It was the Cadillac for those who valued refinement over attention. Though all three shared the same 365 cubic inch V8, each was tuned differently. The Eldorado chased performance. The Coupe de Ville emphasized smoothness, and the Fleetwood embodied silence and control. Cadillac managed to take one engineering foundation and turn it into three distinct experiences, a feat that defined its golden era. Today, more than 6 decades after it rolled off the line, the 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville remains one of the most prized icons of the golden chrome era. Every time you see one glide by, you're not just looking at a vintage Cadillac. You're watching the spirit of 1950s America come alive again. For collectors, the Coupe de Ville is a must-have Cadillac. Well-preserved or properly restored examples typically sell for $60,000 to over $120,000, depending on condition. Cars that retain their original paint, interior, or factory paperwork can command even higher prices at auctions like Barrett-Jackson or Mecum. Many have found their way into museums and private collections. A few reside in Jay Leno's garage, where he once said, "This is the kind of car that makes you want to drive slower, just to enjoy every minute behind the wheel." What truly defines the Coupe de Ville's value isn't just rarity or luxury, it's the emotion it evokes. Sit behind the wheel and everything slows down. Time, sound, even your heartbeat. It reminds you of an era when design was personal, craftsmanship was art, and every car had a soul. That's why, even as the automotive world moves forward, the 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville endures as the perfect portrait of American luxury. One defined not by speed, but by the feeling it leaves behind. If you ever come across a 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville in person, take a moment. Don't just glance. Look closely at the chrome, the tail fins, and imagine what it felt like to sit behind that wheel more than 60 years ago. Because this isn't just an old car. It's proof of an era when America believed everything, even steel, gasoline, and sound, could be made beautiful. Share your memories in the comments. Have you ever seen one, driven one, or dreamed of owning one? And if you love classic machines and stories from the golden age of motoring, hit subscribe and join me as we uncover more legends that defined American automotive history.